Welcome to German Gills. Gills have been hopping to university cities as we go to Cambridge this Tuesday night. Live match reaction on the German Gills show tonight coming from your host, Reese. We last met Cambridge in the league in our promotion season of 1999 at the developing Priestfield Stadium. German Gills has come in live from Duisburg, Germany to watch all the action unfold at the Abbey Stadium. Schön, dass du da bist und los geht's, Gills. Welcome to the German Gills show as Gillingham take on Cambridge United. We've been to one university city at Oxford and now we go into another one at Cambridge this Tuesday night. Kick-off in the UK is at 7:45, but here over in Germany it's late, it's 8:45, and I'm going to be your host, Reese. Thank you very much for stopping by. You're going to watch all the action unfold here as Gillingham take on Cambridge United, who are new to League One this season. And if you haven't done so already, please take a look at our Instagram, German Gills, and of course, our Twitter, Deutsch Gills. German Gills now has a Patreon page. If you would like to support the channel, go over to our Patreon website. The link is in the description, where you can choose one of our free tiers to support the channel, which all come with extra benefits. And if you would like to go straight to the live match reaction, look at the time at the top of the screen and go to that point in the video. Just before we get going, I just want to let you guys know that on Saturday there will be no German Gills show against Wigan Athletic. The reason is I have work commitments on that day, so unfortunately I do not have the time to make the video or even watch the game itself, so apologies in advance for that. Having been promoted last season from League 2, Cambridge have had a very good showing for themselves in mid-table current League 1. They've even beaten teams such as Bolton and Portsmouth so far this season, so they're definitely going to be a very difficult team to break down, particularly at the Abbey Stadium, which is a very difficult place to go to and play. But we haven't actually met Cambridge United in the league for a very long time. I think we met them last season in the Johnson's Paint Trophy or wherever it's called, and also we met them in the League Cup in 2003. But before that, the last time we met them was in 1999 in our promotion winning season. So let's have a look at how we did against them then. A classic Gillingham video here as Cambridge take the lead through Tom Young's at a developing Priestfield Stadium.
The count after the Gills defence were caught napping.
Gillingham superstar Andy Thompson levelled things up after heading in off the crossbar.
Thompson, with a little help from a precision cross and the upright, made it 1-1.
And Andy Thompson popped up again in the dying embers of the game to make the score 2-1.
Pounds to grab his second. An inspiring performance from Peter Taylor's side. Gillingham 2, Cambridge 1.
I think it's now.
So I'd like to introduce today's German Gills matchday correspondent who's at Cambridge today. Welcome to the show, Adam Westgate.
Hi, thanks for having me again.
So it's a bit windy where you are at the moment, so what are you up to?
So at the moment we're about to get some Indian street food. Inside a restaurant, not on the street and not found off the street, so hopefully something nice. I do live in Canterbury, as I don't know if I've mentioned on the show before, but I've never seen so many students in one place, so even for someone who lives in a university town, this is a bit of an education.
Absolutely. Well, education's the biggest part of Cambridge, isn't it?
I think it's the only part of Cambridge by the looks of it at the moment.
So obviously we're going to talk about the game today, but before we do that, what about the Oxford game? What's your feelings of that, probably having watched the highlights back?
Well, it's a funny one. I mean, we're so short of full-backs at the moment, and I'll come back to that for this game today, but I mean, Bennett's going to be seen at centre-back today, and he is actually a centre-back, because as I keep saying to my dad, because he keeps saying to me, oh God, you know, he's struggling a bit, isn't he? And I'm like, well, he's a centre-back with not a huge amount of pace. It's a big man, and the modern day wing back, you've got to be pacey. So I think he's in an unenviable position trying to make the best of a bad situation. Be interesting to see what happens today with Lintop being in the squad, but it's a choice of Mackenzie, Tatunda or Lintott. So we'll see. But as far as Oxford went, I thought we put in a good performance. Oxford are a very tough team always. We've lost there the last 2 seasons. Thankfully, obviously, because of COVID, it prevented us from going last year, so one blessing. But the year before, I think we were 3-0 down within half an hour, so I'd say that's a point gained.
Absolutely, I think I agree with you, because you were under the cosh for a lot of that game, so happy to walk away from the Cassan with 1 point.
Yep.
So what are your thoughts for today? What are you expecting?
I think it's going to be, for us, the fullbacks are going to be the main thing, as I said. Evans has already stated that he can't see Lintott getting on the pitch, so it's going to be Mackenzie at right back and Tatunda at left back. I can't see any other combination. Aside from that, I think we look pretty strong. I mean, we obviously, as I said, fullback, we miss Jackson no end, and Carayol's a bit of a miss. But aside from that, we've got a fairly strong squad. Although I mentioned that Bennett will be playing, and I should say, I don't know if you've brought it up, is because Tucker's suspended. So again, we'll get to see Bennett in action, but he's a rough and tough, very big centre-back. So I think it'll be all right with Ema.
Absolutely, yeah. So Tucker got a yellow card in the Oxford game, which put him at 5 already for this season. That's what I think he's suspended for 1 game, which is, I think that's an occupational hazard as a centre-back, I would have thought.
Absolutely. I just hope as well in the other position, Carayol, I just hope that he doesn't have injuries all season, because to me, he's sort of been, I know he's 32 rather than younger like Graham, but I sort of see him as the direct replacement for Graham in terms of style of play.
Absolutely, I think I agree with that, and we do miss him, absolutely. But I just want to say, obviously, the main question today from me is, what do you think the score will be today?
I think it's going to be 1-1. I think we're going to get another draw. Evans pointed out that we're hard to beat, which is great at the moment. Sort of reminds me a little bit of how we ended before the season got cancelled, the 2019-2020 season. We just couldn't get many wins, but we were super hard to beat. And I think that's probably a reaction, the way that Evans has gone, to struggling for fitness at the start, because you go back to basics. But we just need to find that little bit of extra quality to get that goal or two extra. And that's where we were, as I said, at the end of the 2019-2020 season, when we were drawing away at Burton, getting a last-minute equaliser at Sunderland. I think we're back there, but thankfully at the start of the season, so hopefully we have a decent start line now, getting a lot of draws, and then come into form rather than struggle a bit and then try and figure out the elusive quality at the end of the season. So hopefully that'll be a more positive season overall.
I do hope for our sake and all Gills fans' sake that is the case. But obviously, we're going to speak to you at half-time, and hopefully it's a really happy story. So we'll speak to you then, Adam.
Okay, brilliant. I'll give you the Indian report, and I might on the side tell you about what happened at the football.
Brilliant. We look forward to it.
Speak in a bit.
Here are the rest of the League One fixtures happening today, with the correct score bets I have predicted using the German betting site Tipico. I have bet €1 for each score, and we will find out at the end of the video how we have done. And importantly, remember to be gamble aware whenever you decide to bet. When the fun stops, stop. Now it's time for the German Gills live match reaction. Los geht's, Gills! And we are underway. It took a bit of time for the referee to get the game going. I think it was waiting to exactly to 7:45 for that game to happen, but we are underway. Let's see how it goes. So Gills got their second corner of the night. Only 2 minutes old this game, and Gills got their second corner as it's whipped in as an in-swing. It goes across, and the keeper's powered away a bit, and surely that's in. Surely! What happened there? The keeper fumbled it, and I thought that someone was going to clear it up, but they didn't, and Gills have conceded a free kick. It's a very early chance for Gills, but I thought there could have been a goal right in that somewhere. So here's a replay of it. It comes over. The keeper has dropped the ball, and actually it looks like it's a decent clear off the line from the Cambridge centre-back, it looks like. Gills had a very good opportunity to go win that very early. Mighty close for that going in, and Gills taking a lead. Oh, Mackenzie's going to dip a ball in here quite from deep onto Akinde. It could be a opportunity as he's gone for it, and Gills has scored! What a goal! It was a long cross in right pretty much on the halfway line from Mackenzie. Nodded on, I think, from Akinde, who's got a fantastic assist. And then it was knocked in from Van Dijn Oliver from about 4 yards right under the keeper's legs. And Gills have taken the lead on the 26th minute. Just a really, really nice work goal, and it pretty much came from nothing, actually, but it was a really good cross from Mackenzie. A great vision on the right-hand side to pick out Akinde, who just nodded it down, and that's the benefit if you have 2 target men up front and someone like Van Dijn Oliver who can read that and get in front of the play and get round the keeper and put it in the back of the net. It's a really nice work goal. It's a classic Steve Evans goal, I have to say. But as a result, Gills are 1-0 up on this Tuesday night there at Abbey Stadium. Finally, Gills have taken the lead in a game. It's Cambridge United 0, Gillingham 1. Cambridge again looking to go in the centre. They're coming to this game sort of the last 5 minutes. It's whipped through here, and oh my goodness me, and it's sliced over the bar. That could have gone absolutely anywhere. Oh, but I think that was Reece Bennett who managed to do that. I suppose he got it clear in the end, but wow, okay. What a clearance this is. I'm going to put this in the highlight reel. It's one of those that can go absolutely anywhere. Thankfully it did, and it went over the bar and out for a corner. Looks like the ball's going to come from the left-hand side for Cambridge. It's whipped over and whipped again. Oh, it's pushed away from Jamie Cumming. It's a decent save from the Chelsea loanee. I think it was probably quite a comfortable save in the end, but those glancing headers as they come across the face of the box are really hard to manage. It bounced right in front of him, and it's a decent save in the end to push it away out for a corner. And that is half-time. So as it currently stands, it is Cambridge United 0, Gillingham 1, and as ever we have our matchday correspondent there at Abbey Stadium. Welcome back to the show, Adam Westgate.
Hi, I can't believe it's only 1-0.
Yeah, so what are your thoughts of the game so far?
So, I'll tell you this before I start telling you about the game, but prior to the game, for a bit of good luck, I was queuing up for a drink, and I happened to talk to someone, and that person happened to be Dan Adstead's mum. So maybe a bit of a good luck charm, and I saw the Norwich Scouts as well. So she was quite enthused about everything. I was enthused, and we've had total control this half, which of course is, could be jinx in the next half, but we'll see.
So what was what's
I'm reporting here. I've got to report to Germany.
Absolutely. So you managed to get your Adstead's mum there. How is she? Is she nice? Is she doing well?
Yeah, she's doing well. She's a few rows behind, so yeah, no, everything's good there, I think. The Norwich Scouts seem happy as well, so
that's always good to hear. Tell her German Jill says hi.
Will do. No, Guten Abend. We've got to be consistent with this.
Absolutely. Guten Abend to Dan Adder's mum. So tell me a bit about the game then.
So, Gillingham came out really quite, I'd say, on top. It's just been complete control in the midfield, which is not something you get to say often as Gillingham. Bennett's done really well at centre-back, as we were sort of alluding to. Would he do better in his natural position? And you look at his size and everything. Yes, he's not the quickest, but it's been nice to see that we can manage without Jack Tucker as good as Tucker is, and he really is. Watching the game management here has been great. So hopefully they can just keep that up in the second half. I think the second goal, if they do that, will come. The only change I might make personally is I'd like to see Kelman on for Akinde, because we're trying to press them, and Kelman's obviously quicker than Akinde. And I think Akinde's done better than recent matches, though.
Absolutely. That's what I was going to talk about, Akinde. So you actually made a big contribution in the goal. What did you make of the goal?
Yes. It was hard to see from this end, but it looked like a good team goal from here. I'll have to watch on the highlights later, but we're right at the opposite end, so we're behind the goal, so the other goal. So it's kind of a bit of a skewed view, but it looked good to me. It looked like a quality goal.
It absolutely was. It was a deep cross, I think, from McKenzie on the right hand side, flicked down from Akinde and put in the back of the net from Oliver. So it was a nice three-man goal. So it was pleasing to watch.
Well, I knew Akinde was involved, but I'm glad that you've told me that it was McKenzie, because I couldn't see who the third man was, so I've learned something as well.
There you go, absolutely. Well, I've got a different viewpoint from you. I've got the whole camera angle to look at.
Absolutely. No, it was. It's been a good team performance, and hopefully we just continue with more in the second half.
Absolutely. Well, at the full time, hopefully we'll be talking about 3 points, and I look forward to talking to you at full time.
Well, absolutely, and hopefully they've saved all the goals for down our end. I think that's the tactical plan here.
Let's hope so. Let's put a couple in where the Gills fans are. That'd be nice, eh?
That's excellent. All right, I'll speak to you at full time, yeah?
And we are underway for the second half, and to see if Gills can actually see this through and get themselves 3 points on the board. Cambridge got an attacker down the centre, and then now edging to the left-hand side. It's going to be nipped over the top here, and there's going to be a chance of it's headed over the bar. It's a decent save from Jamie Cumming. I actually thought that was dipping right in, and Cumming was caught off his line, but it turns out I was wrong, and he's managed to tip it over the top of the bar. That's an absolutely top-class save from the Chelsea loanee shot stopper. It's a really decent header as well, and he's just tipped it over. What a fantastic save. Again, a brilliant save from Cumming as the ball comes in again from Cambridge on the ground this time, as they're looking to break an attack down here, as it comes over and defends and hopefully cleared away. No, the ball is still alive. It's going back across the box. It could be a dangerous chance here, and it's finally cleared away from Aimer. Ooh, Cambridge have come out fast to start the second half, and we need to weather this storm. Oh, that's a really poor pass from the Cambridge centre-back, and Gills could have been on the attack here. There's Oliver on the inside, and you've got Lloyd going to probably go in and cross this himself. He takes the shot himself, and he puts it in the top left-hand corner. corner. Oh, what an absolute finish from Lloyd. Oh, my goodness me. What a finish. I was thinking, where's it going to go here? Where's he going to make the opportunity? I thought, I know, I'll do it myself. And he puts it right in the top left-hand corner, and Gills double their lead. And they're 2-0 up here at the Abbey Stadium. What a fantastic finish from Lloyd. Took me completely by surprise. And in these difficult conditions, a second goal is so vital, particularly the pressure that Cambridge have been putting on literally at the start of the second half. But you look at this. Unbelievable. He looks like it's going nowhere. Absolutely smashes it in the top left-hand corner. The keeper had no chance whatsoever, even though it did hit his near post, or was at his near post. That's put the Gills in a little bit more of a comfortable position now. All we have to do is see this game out now. We have a 2-goal lead. What a finish from Lloyd. What a goal from Gills as they stand 2-0 up here away at the Abbey Stadium against Cambridge. Fantastic ball of kill on the left-hand side. There's a run with Dempsey in the centre as well. Also, there's a few players hanging on the edge of the box, and it's going to go to McDonald, who takes the shot, and it's safe from the keeper. Can Akinde pick it up? He can't. Keeper made a decent save in the end. It was right down his throat, but it wasn't an easy one, so it was a decent save from the shot stopper there, as Gills are still making the attack there. But I think the attack is going to fizzle out here. Yeah, I think so. Decent save from the shot stopper of Cambridge there. So Cambridge pushing through. They might have a chance to get a goal. They're working their way through. The rain is absolutely hammering down at the moment. Oh, it's a really weird clearance from Gills. And it's gone straight to number 3 on the left-hand side. That's quite an incredible clearance from Gills as it puts the pressure back on them again from the left-hand side. As it comes across the box, Cambridge could have a chance, and it's a volley. And it's just gone wide. My goodness me, that's been Cambridge's game all day. As I think Jamie Cumming is trying to go to the Cambridge fans a little bit there as well. I mean, that's since that all that pressure Cambridge had from the from the start of the second half, that's probably one of the better chances they've had. But as you can see, the rain is absolutely hammering down at the moment. If this had been like this in the start of the game, it really just would have been probably called off or abandoned. I'm just so happy the rain has come at this late stage of the game. As the referee blows for full-time whistle, and it is ended. Gillingham 2, Cambridge 0. And items from the Cambridge fans are being thrown at Jamie Cumming because he's been getting on their nerves a little bit. Risky game to play, hence the yellow card he's just been given. 2-0 to Gills. So it ended Cambridge United 0, Gillingham 2 at the Abbey Stadium. And at full time, of course, we have our matchday correspondent, and that is Adam Westgate. How are you?
A very drenched matchday correspondent.
I know, I saw the rain coming down at the end of the game. That was unbelievable. How did it fare?
Oh, it was okay. I mean, we were in the right bit of the stadium where it was going towards the home fans, so I've not got too many complaints, but the walk back to the car's a bit miserable.
I can only imagine, but surely a win has made it a lot better, that walk back to the car.
Oh, absolutely, and I didn't jinx it at half-time either, which was my real scare. Apart from really at the start of the second half where, obviously, as my father would say, Cambridge had Eine Rakete im Arsch, which... if anyone wants to look up what an arse is, they're welcome to. But it involves rockets as well. So Cambridge came out a bit out of the blocks. But really, I'd say that was it. I mean, I thought Cambridge would be better than that, especially a few people on the Gills forum were saying they were a pretty good team. But I'd say, I mean, I know Charlton are further down, but I saw more from Charlton now. I thought they weren't. I don't think they'll go down or anything drastic like that, but probably one of the poorer teams I've seen, but we managed the game really well, which is the main thing. And once again, we're staying unbeaten. And as I was saying to you before we went on, I really almost think the MK Dons result was an aberration because we went down to 10 men. Might have drawn, maybe. But I don't think they'd have beaten us. I think we're actually in pretty good form.
I want to hear your thoughts on the Danny Lloyd goal that rippled the top right hand corner or top left hand corner of the goal. What did you make of that?
Well, for the more mature fans that can remember the golden days of 2018 when we had Steve Lovell in charge, I don't know if you remember a certain goal by Josh Parker away in Northampton. It was very a la that.
I do actually remember that goal. It was very, very almost identical, absolutely. But what an absolute
me and Dad
rock of a
were
goal.
there. We were there at that game. We went to a TGI Friday before, and then we went in, and it was a dominating performance by Gillingham. aside from an aberration of a goal that made it 2-1. Kind of reminded me of this, to be honest. It really never looked in doubt, but until you get that second goal, like the Brighton game the other day, the Crystal Palace game, anything can happen at 1-0, so you're always scared. But at 2-0, we look completely in control. I was less worried than I was with the Northampton game, but yeah, if anyone wants to reference that, it very much reminds me of the Josh Parker goal there, and it was great. Absolutely, well, one of the best goals I've seen in a while.
You've got such a good memory. I'm very impressed with that.
Well, I'll keep trying to hark back to, the giddy olden days. That was a decade ago.
That was a while ago, absolutely. I just got to ask you though, who do you think was the best player today?
Well, I think Danny Lloyd had a very good game, but I'm gonna sort of go, instead of saying best, but I think it's a tough choice for me with the defence, because as good as our attack was, I honestly thought defensively we never gave them a sniff. I'm going to go with Reece Bennett just because I can't pick any of the defenders, but he's just come in. He's done really well as a centre-back, and he's had a torrid time having to play full-back with, his attributes just don't fit it, but as a centre-back, he gave us hope that without a Jack Tucker or without a Maxima, we can manage with him, and for once with Gillingham, we've actually got some depth. It's just nice. It's just a bit more confidence build. And Tatunda was a lot better as well, but I'm going to go Reece Bennett today just for that reason. Absolutely,
I think I could agree with that as well. Being played out of position most of the season and getting back at centre back and showing you can play there is, he had a good showing today in my opinion as well.
Yeah, and I think as well it gives us a bit of versatility because he's a lot bigger. If we do need to play a really big man against different defences, he just brings something a bit different than Ema and Tucker bring. So it gives us that versatility.
Absolutely. And I just want to say, Adam, thank you very much for being our correspondent today on a wet Tuesday night in Cambridge. And we look forward to seeing you again on German Gills next time.
Absolutely. I'll be rowing back to Canterbury and then I'll be at the Wigan game.
Absolutely. I'll see you later. Have a good one.
Thank you. You too.
So here are the League One results that happened tonight. So as you can see, I didn't get any of the fixtures right again with no correct scores. But as you can see, there were some real goals flying in everywhere. A notable 5-1 at Accrington standing for Oxford, a 5-0 for Sunderland against Cheltenham, and most impressively was a 6-0 for Ipswich against Doncaster Rovers. So there really was some goals flying in everywhere. And the final one to note is that Charlton again, after being 1-0 up, lost 4-1 to Bolton Wanderers. A torrid start to the season for them. But no right results this time, and it puts me down €43 for the season. I might get some next week, who knows. So it ended Cambridge 0, Gillingham 2. Thank you very much for stopping by and watching the highlights of this video and the German Gills show. If you've made it this far, it's probably more Gills fans than anything else than Cambridge fans. Thank you very much for sticking all of the way. And if you haven't done so already, check out our Twitter, Deutsche Gills, and our Instagram, German Gills. And just so another reminder, I won't be there for making the Wigan game German Gills show, unfortunately, but I'll be back for the week after, so there'll be some German Gills there for you. And as ever, Los geht's Gills.